Vitaly Ivanovich Churkin is a Russian diplomat, and has served as Russia's permanent representative to the United Nations since 2006. Churkin was the ambassador to Belgium from 1994 to 1998, and ambassador to Canada from 1998 to 2003. Biography. Churkin was born in Moscow. At the age of 11 he played Kolya Yemelyanov in the Lev Kulitsanov movie Sinyayu Tetrad about Vladimir Lenin. In a year he played in a movie Noltry about paramedics. In 1967 he played peasant boy Fedka in Mark Donskoy's movie A Mother's Heart, also about Vladimir Lenin. He stopped his artistic career to concentrate on English language studies. He graduated from the Moscow State Institute of International Relations in 1974, and began working for them then, and he received a PhD in history from the USSR Diplomatic Academy in 1981. Subsequently he was director of the Information Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation. He also served as a spokesman for the Russian Foreign Ministry, and he was Deputy Foreign Minister from 1992 to 1994. Churkin was Russia's ambassador to Belgium from 1994 to 1998 and ambassador to Canada from 1998 to 2003. Subsequently he served as ambassador-at-large at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs from 2003 to 2006. He replaced Andrei Denisov as permanent representative to the United Nations on 1 May 2006, when he presented his credentials to the Secretary-General of the United Nations, Kofi Annan. He has also been the chairman of the senior officials of the Arctic Council. He is fluent in Russian, Mongolian, French and English. Chernobyl testimony. Churkin won some notoriety in 1986 when, as a 34-year-old second secretary, he was selected by Ambassador Anatoly Dobrynin to testify before the United States Congress on the Chernobyl nuclear power station accident. This was reported as the first time in history a Soviet official testified before a committee of the U.S. House of Representatives. The choice of Churkin, then a relatively junior diplomat, was due to his reputation as the most fluent English speaker in the Soviet embassy. Media reported he possessed an array of English slang. Churkin's performance led to his being parodied in a Washington Post political cartoon series, Mark Allen Stamaty's Washington, as Vitaly Charm Your Pants Off. Actions as a UN representative. Georgia. In 2008, during the Russo-Georgian War, Churkin proposed a draft resolution imposing weapons embargo on Georgia. The draft was criticized by the United States, who saw it as a ploy to divert attention from the fact Moscow had yet to pull out of Georgian territory outside two breakaway regions. According to Churkin, the real reasons behind the objections was that the USA wanted to modernize Georgia's military and backed Tbilisi's aspirations to join the NATO military alliance. The draft was officially introduced on 9 September 2009. No actions were taken on this draft. In response to the ongoing conflict between Georgia and its breakaway republics Abkhazia and South Ossetia, Churkin said that the Georgian President Mikhail Saakashvili should check into a nearby professional psychiatric clinic, Crimea. On March 13, 2014, Churkin was questioned by Arseniy Yatsenyuk on whether Crimea had a right to hold a referendum which would determine Crimea's status as a part of either Russia or Ukraine. On March 20, 2014, amid tension rising in Crimea, he responded to the CNN anchor Christiane Amanpour's attack on him and his daughter, a Russia Today journalist Anastasia Churkina. "I'm taken aback by the personal attacks you resorted to in your show on March 20th. I have known you for many years and used to respect you professionally. So it was somewhat startling that my inability to give another interview provoked such an outburst. Iran. On June 25, 2014, he commented on the first round of talks regarding Iranian nuclear programs, saying that the talks between the 6 European Union nations and Iran were successful. The talks were held by him and 6 other diplomats in Vienna from June 16 to June 20, and that the second round will begin on July 2 and end 13 days later. Iraq. On June 12, 2014, he briefed on the crisis in Baghdad, Iraq, saying that there was no threat to his colleague Nikolai Mladenov, who is the head of the UN's political mission in that country. He also noted that the violence there erupts further north. Srebrenica massacre. During the Yugoslav wars, the Srebrenica massacre became the most infamous systematic killing of a religious group on European soil since the Holocaust. In 1 week, at least 7,475 Muslim men, women and children were killed by Serbian troops. It was later found to be an act of genocide by the International Court of Justice. The UK sponsored a resolution which would condemn the genocide and commemorate the 20th anniversary of the massacre. The Russian Federation was the only country that was against the resolution. Churkin issued a veto on his country's behalf at the UN Security Council on 8 July 2015. Numerous countries condemned Russia's negative vote at the UN. U.S. Representative Samantha Power compared deniers of genocide at Srebrenica to Holocaust deniers and said, "So long as the truth is denied, there can be no meaningful reconciliation." Amnesty International condemned the negative vote as well. Malaysia Airlines Flight 17. On June 22, 2014, he called the allegations of Russian involvement in the Boeing 777 crash false, saying that the audio recording of commando communications were mixed of various conversations, which includes one before a crash. On July 29, 2015, Russia vetoed a draft resolution seeking to set up an international criminal tribunal into the MH17 air disaster in Ukraine. Career timeline. 1974, graduated from the Moscow State Institute of International Relations. 1974, joined the USSR Foreign Ministry. 1974–79, staff member of the USSR delegation to the Strategic Arms Limitation Talks. 1979–82, Third Secretary, U.S. Desk, USSR Foreign Ministry. 1981, Ph.D. in History from the USSR Diplomatic Academy. 1982–87, Second, First Secretary, USSR Embassy in Washington, D.C. 1985, undertook a speaking tour of United States universities invited by U.S. Gov. 1987–89, staff member, International Department, CPSU Central Committee. 1989–90, Special Advisor to the USSR Minister of Foreign Affairs. 1990–91, Director, Information Department, Spokesman of the USSR Foreign Ministry. 1992–94, Deputy Foreign Minister of the Russian Federation, Special Representative of the President of the Russian Federation to the talks on former Yugoslavia. 1994–98, Ambassador of Russia to Belgium, Liaison Ambassador to NATO and WEU. 1998–2003, Ambassador of Russia to Canada. 2003, April 2006, Ambassador at Large, MFA, Chairman of Senior Arctic Officials, Arctic Council, Senior Official of Russia at the Barents, Euro-Arctic Council. April 8, 2006, Permanent Representative of Russia to the United Nations, Representative of the Russian Federation at the UN Security Council, diplomatic rank, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary.